Close your eyes and imagine this. You find yourself stirring in the quiet darkness of Christmas Eve, pulled gently from sleep by something you can't quite name. The house is perfectly still. Not a single sound breaks the sacred silence. Your family has long since settled into their beds, dreams of tomorrow's joy dancing through their minds. Even the family dog lies curled peacefully in its favorite spot, completely at rest. You pull back your covers and slip from your warm bed, drawn by an inexplicable feeling that something wonderful is about to happen. As your feet touch the cool floor, you notice the moonlight streaming through your window with unusual brightness, painting everything in silvery magic. Fresh snow must have fallen while you slept, because the light reflecting off it makes the night glow with an otherworldly radiance. Moving quietly through the hallway, you make your way downstairs, careful not to wake anyone. Each step is deliberate, purposeful. Your heart beats with anticipation, though you're not entirely sure why. When you reach the living room, you're greeted by a scene that takes your breath away. The Christmas tree stands magnificently in the corner, its lights twinkling like captured stars. The ornaments, each one a memory, a story, a treasured moment from Christmases past, catch the light and send tiny rainbows dancing across the walls. The stockings hang from the mantel with care, each one lovingly prepared, waiting to be filled with surprises and delights. The whole room seems to pulse with expectation, as if the very air knows that something miraculous is approaching. You settle into the comfortable chair by the window, wrapping yourself in the soft throw blanket draped over its arm. Outside, the world has transformed into a winter wonderland. The snow blankets everything. The yard, the trees, the rooftops of neighboring homes, in pristine white perfection. Icicles hang like crystal ornaments from the eaves, and you can see your breath creating tiny clouds in the cold air near the window. Then, just as you're lost in the beauty of it all, you hear something. It's faint at first, a distant jingling, like bells carried on the wind. Your pulse quickens. The sound grows closer, more distinct. It's definitely bells, but not just any bells. These have a magical quality, a music that seems to resonate not just in your ears, but in your very soul. Suddenly, up on the roof, you hear movement. Not frightening, but exciting. Purposeful sounds that make your eyes widen with wonder. Something is happening up there. Something you've dreamed about since you were small. Could it really be? After all these years of wondering, of believing, of hoping, you rush to the fireplace and press yourself against the wall, hardly daring to breathe. The sounds from the chimney grow louder, a gentle whooshing, like wind sweeping through a tunnel. And then, in a moment you'll remember for the rest of your life, something magical happens. A figure emerges from the fireplace in a swirl of warmth and light. Not scary, not strange, but wonderful. He's dressed in red from his head to his toe, the fabric rich and trimmed with the softest white fur you've ever seen. His suit bears the gentle marks of countless Christmas Eves, tiny spots of soot, a dusting of snow that's already beginning to melt in the warmth of your home. When he turns and you see his face, your heart nearly bursts with joy. His eyes, oh, his eyes, they twinkle with kindness and merriment, like they hold all the joy and laughter of every Christmas that has ever been. His cheeks glow rosy and warm, his nose like a cherry, and when he smiles, his whole face radiates pure goodness. His beard flows long and white, soft as fresh fallen snow, and somehow you know that this is a face that has brought happiness to countless children across countless years. He doesn't speak at first. Instead, he simply nods to you. An acknowledgement that yes, this is real. You are seeing what you think you're seeing. Then he turns to his work with the efficiency of someone who has perfected his craft through centuries of practice. He moves with purpose and grace, filling each stocking with care, placing gifts beneath the tree with the precision of someone who knows exactly what each package contains and why it matters. You watch in amazement as he works. He's not just delivering presents, he's leaving pieces of joy, tokens of love, physical reminders that you are thought of, cared for, cherished. Each placement is intentional. Each gift is chosen with knowledge of who you are and what will bring delight to your heart. Before you can even think to move or speak, he finishes his work. He pauses before the tree and bows his head just for a moment, and you sense he's offering a quiet blessing over your home. Then, as if he can feel your presence, he turns and looks directly at you. His eyes meet yours, and in that instant, you understand everything. This isn't just about presents and material things. This is about love, about family, about the spirit of giving that lights up the darkness. This is about believing in goodness and magic and the possibility that the world can be more wonderful than we sometimes dare to imagine. He places one finger aside his nose, and with a knowing smile and a slight nod, he gives you a wink. Then, as impossibly as he arrived, he swoops back up the chimney, defying every law of physics and reality you've ever learned. You rush to the window just in time to see him leap onto his sleigh, which gleams in the moonlight like it's made of starlight and wonder. The reindeer, all 8 of them, pawing excitedly at the snow-covered roof, turn as one at his command. You hear him call out to them, his voice full of warmth and authority.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen.
And then they're off, leaping into the night sky as if gravity is merely a suggestion. The sleigh rises above the rooftops, above the trees, streaking across the moon like a shooting star made of pure Christmas magic. You watch until they disappear into the distance, and just before they vanish completely, you hear his voice echoing back through the crystal-clear night.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
You stand there at the window, your heart full to overflowing, knowing you've witnessed something truly special. As you make your way back to bed, you realize that Christmas isn't just a day. It's a feeling, a spirit, a magic that lives in the hearts of all who believe. And somewhere in the distance, those bells are still jingling.